I don't know if I should be doing the theme song during this. Should I do the theme song? Because it's really a book review today, but it's still like I'm reading books to like help with my cleaning and depression and organizational issues. I think the people might be mad at me if I don't play the theme song at this point. I'm gonna just play the theme, just roll the theme song, please.
There was a time my house was neat and so was I was thinner back then. I would go out with my friends, but somehow that's gone bye-bye. Now I look around, there are piles strewn about. Is this dirty or clean? I'm finding out what it means. This is not just a house, it's a depression nest. I don't know how I got here. Depression nest, I don't know where to start. Depression nest caving in on me. My life is simply falling apart. Depression nest.
What's up, all of my depressed-y besties? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for continuing to come back every Wednesday night, sometimes midnight, Thursday morning. Don't judge me. I'm just a baby. I don't know what else to tell y'all, but like I am a major procrastinator, and that's why my videos be so late. And also, every week I have technical difficulties. I had to get a new computer because I'm just tired. Like every week, and when I go to export, it'd be like, cannot export due to XY. Bro, throw the whole thing away. Just, y'all lucky I haven't given up yet, to be honest. This week, depressed-y besties, we are not doing a clean, although I have continued to clean. I haven't taken a week off. We are just taking a video week off to talk about the January book. It's the end of the month. It's the end of the month. Okay, what's the opposite? Because like, it's not wake up. It would be like, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. And we are here to discuss the January book, Atomic Habits. As you can tell, I am a note taker kind of reader, but usually I'm just a highlighter. I'm a highlighter and a page keeper, but I was very diligent this time because I knew that we were going to be discussing it. So I, pinned some pages. If you did not read Atomic Habits, I'm not really going to go over everything in the book. If you did not read Atomic Habits, no worries. You can still pick it up, still give it a read. I'm not going to spoil the book, but I am going to go over some of the tenets and like the things that were discussed in the book and that actually gagged me, because the book was reading me for filth the entire time, from beginning to end. James Clear, how dare you do me? How dare you do me like that? Okay, so without further ado, let's just jump in because we are just talking about a book. So let's jump in. The book is Atomic Habits, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones, by James Clear. The reason I wanted to read this book is because I think we talked about, it was an earlier video, maybe like episode 2, 3, I don't know. But we had talked about how I feel like I'm not really good at habitual things. I have a hard time being habitual. I think the things that I'm habitual about are bad for me. I'm very habitual about like Taco Bell, Burger King, staying in bed, binge watching a show. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the things that I'm habitual about. But anything that's like good for me, or the things that I actually want to do, for some reason, I can't keep the habit of continuing to do them. which is mind-boggling to me because it's something I want to do. So why am I not doing the things and the steps needed to actually like get them done? I don't understand it, but that's why we got into this book. Overall, for those of y'all who, you know, just want the gist of how I liked the book or did not like the book or whatever, overall, I would consider this something to read for people who struggle with, if you struggle with procrastination, if you struggle with consistency, if you struggle with boredom, if you struggle with never finishing something that you start. That's it. That's it. Please get into it, please. Because it was a mere one chapter in. I was in chapter 2 and he was already in a non-sexual way. Okay? Did y'all see on Ready to Love when that guy asked the other girl if she wanted to be choked or spanked? And then he tried to gaslight her into saying that question wasn't a sexual question? Please. Back to the book. So James Clear had me in a chokehold since like chapter 2, really chapter 1, but chapter 2 is when he started like gagging my entire life. Check this out. Chapter 1, this is what he started straight off the bat, like reading everybody for filth. He said, habits often appear to make no difference until you cross a critical threshold and unlock a new level of performance. In the early and middle stages of any quest, there is often a valley of disappointment. You expect to make progress in a linear fashion, and it's frustrating how ineffective changes can seem in the first days, weeks, and even months. It doesn't feel like you're going anywhere. The most powerful outcomes are delayed. Let me tell y'all something. If that ain't it, like, that's it. The reason I don't like the process of the organization and the purging and the decluttering and all of that is because it's seemingly never ending. And I keep trying to remind myself, like, okay, any progress is progress. Like, even small progress is progress. But my God, today, I mean, it is delayed gratification. Like, it is so far in the future, you can't even see it. And that is what makes it difficult to continue doing it. So you start a project, you think like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm finna kill this. Like, it's gonna look so good. You have an image in your head of how it's going to look at the end, right? You're like, oh, I can imagine it. It's going to be so nice. I'm going to be so organized. It's going to be great. And then you get to starting and it gets worse first. And you're like, this is not really what I had imagined. How do you fast forward? Right off the bat, James Clear is telling us he understands the struggles and the strifes. Okay, so let's go on. I think this is like chapter 2, 3. I don't know what chapter. I can't tell y'all what chapters I'm in because I did not write that down. Most people live in the world others have created for them, but you can alter the spaces where you live and work to increase your exposure to positive cues and reduce your exposure to negative ones. Environment design allows you to take back control and become the architect of your life. Be the designer of your world and not merely the consumer of it. James, stop. Basically, he gets into this whole thing about environment design and how environment design is, for example, your toothbrush is out on the counter of your bathroom so that when you wake up and go to the bathroom, it reminds you visually to brush your teeth because it's right there. And then that becomes a habit because you've designed it as such. So therefore, if there is stuff that you want to do every day, you need to design your world to make that happen for you. He's saying some of the stuff that we're missing out on is because we aren't making it an easy process for us to do. For example, if you want to take a vitamin every day, but you put your vitamins on a high cabinet shelf in the way back, you're not going to take it every day. It's too much of a hassle to climb up a step ladder. First of all, to get the step ladder out, to step up the step ladder, to move stuff out of the way, to get the vitamin, open the things, take the vitamin, climb up the step ladder again, put it back, climb down, close the cabinet. You're not going to do all that. Not every day. But if you took that pill bottle and just put it on a lower shelf, that could be the first step. I mean, you could even just put it on the counter, but if you're not one of those people and you want it to be hidden away, if you put it on the lower shelf, you have just eliminated several barriers to that habit, to taking that vitamin a habit. Now, what you could do that would be even a better system is if you do something else in the morning in the kitchen or the bathroom or whatever. So, for example, if you drink coffee every morning, whatever your coffee thing is, like I don't drink coffee, y'all, so please excuse this analogy, but I don't know like the right things to say. So like your coffee powder juice, I do not drink coffee. Wherever those are, if you put the vitamin right next to the coffee thing, you're going to remember to take your vitamin because you're scooping out that coffee every single morning and the vitamin is sitting right there next to it. That's designing your environment to help yourself be more habitual in the things that you want to do every day. I found that really interesting because you have to think about, why am I not doing this every day? Why am I not doing the things that I want to do? What's stopping me? Like, what is the hindrance? What is causing me to be like, ugh, I don't feel like it. I don't want to. There's something that's in the way. And once you figure out what's in the way, hold on, watch this. You can be the architect of your space, of your life. You are not beholden. Come on, I'm about to preach on today. Hold on. Because you are not beholden to where you originally put something. Okay? Because just because you put the vitamins on the top shelf when you first brought them home from the grocery store, that does not mean that that is where the vitamins live forever. You are the architect of your life. You decide the systems that you want to put in place. You. Hello, somebody. This book gagged. Okay, let's continue. After he talked about environment design, he started talking about how to make things easy for you to do. Because there are a couple tenets of the habit building that he suggests. And it's like, I don't know them by heart. I probably should know that. But it's like, make it attractive, make it easy. Hold on. Make it obvious. Make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. Okay, so those are the 4 steps in building a habit. Once he, finished talking about like how to make a habit irresistible, how to, set up your world so that these habits are things that become second nature, he starts talking about taking action. Okay, so let's read. Watch what he says right here. In the book of Clear, no, I'm just kidding. Because I'm reading it like the Bible, but come with me. He's talking about motion versus action. So this is something that really, it called me out. It was like, Dresime, come on to the front, girl, because this is you, center stage. Stand right here. Okay, so he says, if motion doesn't lead to results, why do we do it? Sometimes we do it because we actually need to plan or learn more. But more often than not, We do it because motion allows us to feel like we're making progress without running the risk of failure. So let's talk about that. What is the difference between motion and action? For me, motion would be, oh, okay, so I want to start this YouTube show and it's going to be about decluttering, organizing, cleaning up, and getting my life together, mental health, stuff like that. I am going to watch every single YouTube video and call it research. I am going to see what people like about cleaning videos and decluttering videos. I am going to try to concept at least 3 months in advance all of the things that I want to do, just to make sure that this idea has legs. Maybe I need a new calendar. Ooh, I need a new calendar. Maybe I need to like join a new website that helps to keep you organized. Maybe I need to get a new camera. Oh, now I gotta research all the cameras that I could possibly get. Ooh, guess what else I can need? Tripod, lighting, sound. Like I really need to research everything to death. That's motion. That is my brain tricking me into thinking that I'm working on something, but I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. To me, it's a procrastination tactic. It is stopping me from taking action and learning along the way. Let's see what James Clear says about that exact thing. He says, motion makes you feel like you're getting things done, but really you're just preparing to get something done. When preparation becomes a form of procrastination, you need to change something. Stop talking about me in this book, James Clear. Just kidding, I love you. You don't merely want to be planning. You want to be practicing. You want to be doing. You want to be actively doing something. That's how you move forward. You can get stuck in that planning phase and you can over plan and talk yourself out of it completely, which is something that I do all the time. I'll be like, ooh, let me plan this, da, 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 da. Ooh, never mind. That look hard. Them your plans, change them. How you talk yourself out of your own idea because it look hard when you started planning it? Huh? I'm telling you, it's me. It might be you too, but it's definitely me. So he continues to say, if you want to master a habit, the key is to start with repetition, not perfection. You don't need to map out every feature of a new habit. You just need to practice it. You just need to get your reps in. All of this planning and preparation that he's calling motion, it's not doing anything for you. And in fact, you could be overcomplicating something that you could have just started and learned along the way. You could have just started it and see what happens. Like if you want to write a book, start writing a page. Just one page every day. And before long, you might have a book. But if you do all this research and all this planning and, oh, maybe I should find a publisher and all, blah, 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 baby, the cart is way before the horse, okay? The horse walking backwards at this point. And the cart is going forward because where are you? You standing there in the middle doing nothing. Wow. This is where he started to really come from my throat box. He says, one of the most common questions I hear is, how long does it take to build a new habit? But what people really should be asking is, how many, listen, how many does it take? Not how long does it take, how many does it take? That is, how many repetitions are required to make a habit automatic? Listen to this. Listen to what he's saying, y'all. How many reps to make it automatic? Not to be the master of it. How many times do I have to do this so that it is second nature and I don't even think about it anymore? It is just a habit for me. It's something that I always do every single day. If you wonder how some people get up and go for runs at 5:30 in the morning every morning. Like, how do they do that? Like, what makes them do that? Rain, sleet, snow, it don't matter. They're outside at 5:30 a.m. going for a run. In this book, I learned that the running may not be the actual habit. The habit, and now this is a weird thing that I learned in this book. The habit is actually the first step into doing the thing that you want to do. So for example, those people who are running at 5:30 in the morning every single morning, no matter what the weather is, their habit could simply be put on my running clothes and my running shoes. Once they have that, their brain clicks into automatic mode and they go for a run. You've already done the habitual thing. If they wake up and they don't put on those running clothes and those running shoes, they're not going running. They have to do that first step before they do the thing that the first step is allowing them to do. Do y'all understand what he's saying in here? The first step is easy. Put on the running shoes. Write one page. Turn on your camera, start talking. Drink a glass of water. Like, the first step is the simple step. Everything that happens after that habit that you just continued is something that you have set into play. You push play on it instead of pausing it because you researching or whatever. Let's continue. In a sense, every habit is just an obstacle to getting what you really want. Dieting is an obstacle to get fit. Meditation is an obstacle to feeling calm. Journaling is an obstacle to thinking clearly. You don't actually want the habit itself. Listen right here, y'all. You don't want the habit itself. What you really want is the outcome that the habit delivers. That's what I was just saying. The habit is putting on the running shoes. The outcome of the habit is that person goes for a run every single morning. He continues, the greater the obstacle, that is, the more difficult the habit is, the more friction there is between you and your desired end state. Hold on, let's pause right there because please, James Clear, please. He said, y'all are making it hard on yourselves. The more difficult the habit is, so for example, if your habit is, you want to start journaling every day, right? But you say, I'm going to journal for 10 minutes a day, or I'm going to do 3 pages of writing a day. That's too hard. You're not going to do it. You made it hard on yourself, and now you're not getting the outcome that you wanted in the first place when you started that habit. Listen. Okay, keep going. He said, this is why it's crucial to make your habits so easy that you'll do them even when you don't feel like it. If you can make your good habits more convenient, you'll be more likely to follow through on them. Make it easy. The habit got to be easy. And he tells us how to make them easy. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. What's my next page? There's this section in here to how to achieve more with less effort, right? So in here he says, one of the most effective ways to reduce the friction is to practice that environment design that we talked about, right? So again, why is your vitamin that you want to take every day way up at the top of the cabinet where you got to get on a step stool to get it? Why did you make that hard for yourself to do? Stop doing it. Bring it down. Put it by the coffee. Put it by the creamer. I don't know. Put it by something that you do every day so that you'll remember to take it every day. He said habits are easier to build when they fit into the flow of your life, the flow that you already have for your life. Like I said, you wake up in the morning, you go to the kitchen, you make your coffee. If that's part of your routine, whatever you're trying to add to your morning routine needs to be set up by that coffee maker. Let's just say you're trying to journal. So instead of take a vitamin or whatever, what if your journal was in the kitchen by the coffee maker? When you push start on that coffee maker, again, I know nothing about coffee. I don't know how a coffee maker works, but I'm assuming that you have to hit a button to get it going. What if while that coffee was brewing, you sat there and journaled? By the time the coffee is finished, you are finished journaling. That's it. That's it. Make it easy and make it fit into the flow of your life. Make it fit into something that you was already doing. Okay, so moving on. One of the things for me that messes me up is I could start a habit and keep going for a long time, but that first day when I miss it, that first day when I mess up, it's over for me. I'm giving up. I'm not doing it no more. One time I was on a meditation journey and I had meditated for, let's just say 100 days or something like that. And this one particular day, I forgot until like 11:57 at night. And I was like, oh, I forgot to meditate. And so I tried to hurry up and do it before midnight, but I didn't finish the class until after midnight. So it reset to 0. It reset my streak to 0. I literally cried, first of all. I cried because I was mad at myself that I didn't keep my streak up. But then I gave up. Haven't meditated since. Have not meditated since. As soon as I broke my streak, it was over for me. Right now, I'm on like a 900-day streak on Duolingo learning Portuguese, okay? I don't know why I just chose Portuguese, but I'm really enjoying it. If I ever lost my streak in Duolingo, I would quit learning Portuguese. I would never look at another course. I wouldn't start over. If my thing went from 900 days to 1, please. But James Clear talks about it. So let's get into it. The first thing he says is perfection is not possible. Why are you trying to be perfect at everything, Tracy? It's not possible. Right here, he says it's not possible. Keep that in mind. Perfection is not possible. Perfection is not possible. So now let James Clear get me right on together, because he said the first mistake is never the one that ruins you. It is the spiral of repeated mistakes that follow. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new habit. Hold on. Let's take that in. Take a moment. He said when you miss one time, that's an accident. He said, fool me once, we still cool. Fool me twice, you did it on purpose, and now it's on you. You understand? You understand? He said missing one time is cool. It's an accident. Everybody makes accidents because guess what? Go back. Perfection is not possible. So what, messing up one time? Ooh, you was out of town, thugging with your rounds. You missed it. It's all right. Missing twice is the start of a new habit. Your new habit includes not doing the thing that you were just doing before. If you keep missing, you have now reset your brain to starting a habit that includes not doing the thing that you were just doing. Does that make sense? All right, y'all, let's keep going. So then he goes into having an accountability partner and how accountability helps some people really stay focused. And that is pretty much why I created this Depression Nest Show on YouTube, because I knew that if I had to stay accountable to y'all by making a video every week, then I would actually keep doing what I was supposed to do. If I didn't have to stay accountable, when it got tough or when I felt like I didn't want to do it anymore, I would not force myself to do it. And that's it. But let's see what Mr. Clear has to say about it. He says, to be productive, the cost of procrastination must be greater than the cost of action. Let me read that again. To be productive, the cost of procrastination must be greater than the cost of action. Behavior only shifts if the punishment is painful enough and reliably enforced. So this is why people get a really bad diagnosis from the doctor, and then they turn their whole lives around and they're healthy and they're vegan and all of this stuff. It wasn't until the cost of eating unhealthily was greater than the cost of fast food, eating fast food or eating terribly. That's the only thing that made them turn it around and take action. How can you do that? How can you make something, how can you give yourself a sort of an unsatisfactory reason to want to do something? How can you make the cost of not doing it greater? And he goes into that. So he comes up with this thing. It's called the habit contract. And basically he's saying that there's a lot of websites that do this now. There's Diet Bet and like, I think there's another one, but it's basically like, what kind of contract can you give yourself that you will have to actually pay the price if you do not do what you say you are going to do? Like he tells a story in here about a guy that was wanting to get healthy. And so he signed a habit contract with his wife and his trainer to where if he did not eat a certain way, or if he didn't work out when he said he was going to, he would have to pay these people money. He didn't want to pay nobody money. And he was going to have to wear a hat of his college opposing his rival college team. And so I think it was Alabama. So he went to Auburn and the rival team is Alabama. And he was going to have to wear an Alabama hat for a certain amount of time or whatever. Which, you know, for a dude that's like super into college, he like, hell no, I ain't finna do that. What the hell? That is a motivator for him. If I don't do this, I gotta look like a fool wearing an Alabama hat. And I don't support Alabama. Whatever you think might be the thing that'll get you out of your seat and like make you change and make you stick to it because you don't want to do like the payoff, that's the thing that could work for you. He says, knowing that someone is watching can be a powerful motivator. You are less likely to procrastinate or give up because there is an immediate cost. If you don't follow through, perhaps they'll see you as untrustworthy or lazy. And suddenly, you are not only failing to uphold the promises to yourself, but also failing to uphold your promises to others. And this is why accountability partners work well. So this whole little chapter or whatever, he was just talking about how making promises to yourself is one thing, making promises and contracts with other people is a game changer. It's a completely different thing. And it, especially if you have someone who actually makes you stand on business and makes you stick to what you said you were going to do. If you tell an auntie who is always asking you for money that you will pay them $100 every time you miss a workout, she gonna make sure that she gonna check to make sure that you miss your workout. Did you miss a workout? Oh, you didn't go. I don't think you went. So yeah, I'm gonna need my 100 real quick. Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, immediate, cash. I only say cash. I'm just saying, y'all. Let's move on, because towards the end of this book is really where he started getting me together. Oh, no. That's how James Clear was doing me. Let's keep going. Okay. It's more productive to focus on whether you are fulfilling your own potential than comparing yourself to someone else. People get so caught up in the fact that they have limits that they rarely exert the effort required to get close to them. Ooh. He said, y'all not even getting close to pushing the limit. Y'all not even getting close to the top before you give up. You're so concerned with the fact that there are limits that you're not even getting almost to the limit. Huh? Hello? Okay. He said, the fact that you have a natural limit to any specific ability has nothing to do with whether you are reaching the ceiling of your capabilities. Go for the ceiling of your own capabilities. If you were in the 90s playing basketball and all of a sudden here come Kobe Bryant, it's a couple years older than you, and you see everything Kobe Bryant doing, you're like, man, I ain't gonna never get like that. I can't never do. Did you try to see what you could do? Or are you just looking at Kobe and seeing what he could do? Because guess what Kobe did? Kobe pushed and saw the ceiling of his capabilities. Every documentary and everything I've ever seen about Kobe said he was the hardest working basketball player. He was working out, practicing at all times. He wanted y'all to pull up on him. But you are looking at Kobe and saying, I could never. You're looking at somebody else and saying, I could never. And that's stopping you from even seeing what you could. This is when I stood up and I actually had a shout. I stood up right here and I had to shout. People get so caught up in the fact that they have limits that they rarely exert the effort required to get close to them. How? So this is something that I found very interesting. He says, the greatest threat to success is not failure, but boredom. We get bored with habits because they stop delighting us. The outcome becomes expected. And as our habits become ordinary, we start derailing our progress to seek novelty, to seek something new. Perhaps this is why we get caught up in a never-ending cycle, jumping from one workout to the next, one diet to the next, one business idea to the next. As soon as we experience the slightest dip in motivation, we begin seeking a new strategy, even if the old one was still working. So when something becomes a habit and you're hitting it every time, you're doing it every time, eventually you get used to it to the point where you're not excited by it anymore. And he's saying this is a problem, okay? He said, no habit will stay interesting forever. At some point, everyone faces the same challenge on the journey of self-improvement. You just have to fall in love with the boredom. Okay, and let's continue on that. It doesn't matter what you're trying to become better at. If you only do the work when it's convenient or exciting, you'll never be consistent enough to achieve remarkable results. I can guarantee that if you manage to start a habit and keep sticking to it, there will be days when you feel like quitting. But stepping up when it's annoying or painful or draining to do so, that is what makes the difference between a professional and an amateur. This is very telling because I find myself craving the next thing because I don't know if I'm ready for a new challenge or I'm ready to just do some new things. Like the decluttering phase of my room, I'm over it. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, are we still here? You know, I need to fall in love with the process of it because that is the only way I can for sure maintain the habit of continuing to do it. Otherwise, my room might just fall back into the same place. I fear Mr. James Clear read us for filth in this book. This was just an overview, but I really enjoyed the book. I feel like I want to start implementing some of these things. I want to just start deciding how I can be an architect of my life a little bit better, making things habits that I want to stick. I'm really good at starting something, but not like staying consistent and seeing it through. I just want to continue to do things that I feel like would create the life and the purpose that I want to have in my life. I highly suggest Atomic Habits by James Clear. If any of the things that we talked about today resonate with you or you feel like you need to work on them, go ahead and get it, boo-bae. We're going to talk about the book for February. I saw this. This is going to be crazy, y'all, but just stick with me. I saw this on TikTok Shop. Now, I've never purchased anything from TikTok Shop before, and I still haven't. I got this from Amazon. But I saw people talking about it on TikTok, and I noticed that it had like a little link to buy it on TikTok Shop. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and get it from Amazon. It is called Don't Believe Everything You Think. And it is by Joseph Nguyen. I believe that's how you say that last name, Nguyen, Nguyen. Okay? And basically it says, in the back it says, this book offers a completely new paradigm and understanding of where our human experience comes from, allowing us to end our own suffering and create how we want to feel at any moment. So I'm excited to read this because suffering from depression is a bitch, and I would like to be able to shut it off if I can. So it's a very thin book. So y'all should be able to pick this up and read it really quickly. It says, why you're thinking is the beginning and end of suffering. So we gonna see, child. It looks like a legitimate book on the inside. Like, it doesn't look like, you know how you get some books from Amazon and it look like it's for like a fourth grader. The words be this big on the inside. Like, what is happening? But this looks like a pretty quick read. I wanted to do a quick read because I know that I'm going to be reading during Black History Month. I like to read a lot of Black authors. And so I know I'm going to be reading other books in February. So I definitely wanted to do something for Depression Nest, but also I couldn't find a Black author that wasn't like a huge book that I wanted to read that had to do with like depression and stuff. So this is our February book. Don't Believe Everything You Think. I'm going to put the links for Atomic Habits and this book in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed that overview. That was fun. I feel like I'm excited about doing these every month and talking about things that I'm learning and just on a journey to be a happier person overall. And hopefully one of these books and one of the information from these books will actually stick. And one day I'll come on here and I'll be like, what up, my depressed besties? And I'll be skinny and happy and in a relationship and feeling loved, and my house will be clean and like newly designed and everything will be great. Stop, it could happen. All right, y'all. Feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I don't know why I tell y'all to hit the notification bell, because I haven't started doing any other videos, but I might. You never know what I'm gonna do. And I will see y'all next week. Oh wait, do I need to say if your room is a mess, you just might be depressed? We're not really. I don't know. Okay, bye. Sorry, y'all. I have these plant mats and I got neem oil and I got the sticky traps and like nothing is working. I'm annoyed. Anyway.